What is this? Flash versus BISU? Not fastest map possible? Hey, we'll give her a shot. Let's jump into it. What is up, G-tards? How is it going? We got a little something different here. A little comment. Got a comment the other day requesting a classic game with some legendary players that he requested, and Tony G thought that was a pretty good idea, so he's gonna give it a shot here. So this game, we have Flash going to be the Terran player, obviously, because this is a pro KESPA match, I believe. I downloaded this off Team Liquid, I believe, or Brood War Replays, one of those websites. I googled classic Brood War Replays and went with that. And so yeah, we have a BISU. This is BISU. He'll be playing under the name Falcon, and this is Flash. Two of the best players in their respective races. Looks like he is going for something pretty sneaky over here. Some kind of proxy barracks, perhaps, or something. I am not as familiar, or not as good, I should say. I'm pretty familiar. I'm not as good with the maps for each, or for the builds on each of these maps. But it looks like Flash is going to suspect something like this, and he's actually going to scout it right away here. So I'm not sure if this is just to confuse Flash and make Flash think that... I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but we will see how this unveils. This is obviously, though, pretty serious, because Flash is responding with about 7 SCVs. He's going to try to take out this pylon, perhaps, or maybe just go right for the gateway here. The probe here going to try to delay that as much as possible. I don't know if that many SCVs can take this out before the Zealot is produced, but I'm sure Flash knows better than I. Going to invest all of these SCVs here to take out this gateway. Did it manage to keep that probe alive? The barracks is just completing now. Investing heavily into this. It looks like it actually is going to be enough. Obviously, Flash does know that it's going to be able to take this out with all of his SCVs and just shut this proxy down, like a boss. So that is just not going to work. He scouted that right away. He's going to come up here to steal the gas. To be extra annoying here is Mr. BISU. He's going to have to buy himself as much time as possible because he's going to be pretty far behind. I think losing your gateway is worse than pulling up all of your SCVs. Flash should be ahead at this point here. The Marine going to come up here and try to chase that annoying probe out here. The Koreans are so good at keeping their probes alive. 444 APM. You can see that he isn't going to make too many mistakes. Probably panicking a little bit too, knowing that his he went for a pretty risky build and it just got shut down. But maybe not panicking too much because he's just going to throw down a Nexus here right away. Looks like Flash wants to save up for his command center as well here. So right after the proxy, they're both going to transition into the later game. Going to get their expansions up. I imagine the gas going to come down here too. And yeah, all things looking good here. This is going to be pretty annoying. Definitely going to slow Flash's gas down later than he would like. Don't know the exact gas timing, but I imagine it's pretty soon here. Usually Terran like to go right into those factory units, but maybe he will adapt since this is happening. Marine shooting away at that pylon here, making sure nothing rebuild. Probe is staying alive. He's going to scout everything out. SCV did come down here and scout the expansion here for Mr. BISU. And yeah, this is going to transition into the later stages. We'll just cover that up so there are no time spoilers. The SCV going to continue to scout around, make sure nothing else too insane is happening. Actually, you know what else we're missing right now? We're missing some music. Classic Starcraft music for a classic Starcraft game. My B-boys, 4 minutes of no music. Oh my goodness. And can you even hear that music actually now? Is it way too low? There we go, there we go. Now I can hear you, music. Alright, alright, alright. Back to it, back to it. Going to opt to take the gas here. Maybe that's too loud now. That too loud? Yeah, let's just keep it down there. Going to opt to get his gas down here, save him some time from getting or killing that geyser in his base. Just a lot of probes being produced here, SCVs being produced. Both of these players getting their economies up and going. We do see that first factory being thrown down here now. I imagine a couple more factories will be thrown down here, and we will see some vulture pressure. Going to control the map with some vulture mines. A Dragoon range here, so pretty standard stuff here from the Protoss player. Going to have that Dragoon range. Going to make sure that no Marines or really can go across the map, and also being able to deal with the vultures and the mines. Dragoons, pretty good versus Terran. Getting a pylon up here. So I'm not super familiar with all of these maps, so I feel like you can destroy this and get some tanks down here. Also sneak in a little bit. See if the Terran tries to utilize that a little bit. I'm not going to talk about those kind of strategies too much because I feel like I'm too much of a noob on these maps to really say that that's a survival strategy or not. Nothing too transitioning. Actually, we do have a machine shop here, so no additional factories and one starport here. Terran is walled off here. Getting its second gas down now. Getting its Terran Academy. These first 3 Dragoons are going to go across the map here, just pumping Dragoons off of 2 gateways. Robotics facility is down, and his 3rd Nexus is going down. So he is confident that these goons will be able to keep the Terran in his base so that he can get that 3rd up. Dragoons can outrange Marines in bunkers, so the SCVs are going to be forced out to repair. Going to actually skip vultures and go right into siege tanks. I guess that is a better thing to do versus Protoss in those early games. Going to use that tank to shoot back these Dragoons, keep that tank repaired here, and stop that early pressure here. Probes going around to scout, I believe. Maybe he's going to try another proxy. I don't think. Oh no, he's just, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe just putting that down there so the Protoss can't get any more expansions down. Float one down there where the Protoss may not suspect. We do see a Stargate going down here. The robotics facility just producing observers so they can get some map control, see those potential Widow mines. But Widow mine's not going to be the thing to do. He is going to get this tank drop here. These Dragoons here obviously have pretty good idea that this may be the path that this dropship takes, that this may be the strategy, but they are going to get right out of the way. Unlucky for him, and lucky for Flash, because that could have been absolutely deadly if he just kept those Dragoons there for a little bit longer. These Dragoons are chasing this dropship in the dark, almost like he has map packs, but he is just that good. He knows exactly what is happening. Going to go down and actually is going to use that ledge. Tony G was right about this very suspicious looking ledge here. He did block it off though, so his Dragoons are going to be able to get in here. Going to have to take that down before they go in here. Couple shots off. Only, no kills yet here, so just being really annoying here. Going to jump over here. Yeah, I definitely thought this was definitely going to be an abusable thing, so I'm glad I wasn't a big noob when I said that. First Dragoon going to go down here. Being very annoying. Tank going to go down here, though. Not much really damage going to be done. He did have to pull some probes out so they wouldn't get picked off. So a little bit of a delay, and he had to kill one pylon, lost one Dragoon. Overall, very nicely defended. It looks like, yeah, this is definitely going to be something that's going to be abused all game, or at least in the early game here. First push out here for the Terran, going to look to take his 3rd command center, or his 3rd expansion, while continuing to apply a little bit of pressure with these drops. It's the same idea of those first little Dragoons. They like to, when you're expanding and stuff, you like to apply a little bit of pressure so they're not just focusing all their units on just attacking right here. It is going to be scouted by the observer, so some possible counter pressure may be thrown down here. You can see both these observers in really good positions here. This one's actually going to go in and check out exactly what's going on A scan did go down. Look at that's actually going to go right into carriers here. So that is going to be interesting to deal with here. Two Stargate carriers going to slowly be massing up those carriers while continuing to throw down a lot of gateways. Do see a dropship out. Going to be good for dropping on top of a lot of siege tanks. Maybe get some Widow mines out here. I feel like Flash definitely scanned the carriers. I feel like he is definitely too good. Yeah, definitely. He does have the upgrades on the way. I definitely should have had that open too. The Goliath range upgrade is on the way, so yeah, he is going to start transitioning into the Goliath. Factory units can definitely deal with carriers in lower money situations, especially if they can get a good position on those carriers. Carriers always want to stay on ledges, so you have to fight the interceptors and not just target on the actual carriers themselves. Two dropships with a couple of vultures around the map here. Dragoon's going to clear out some Widow mines here. We do see he is looking to expand for the 4th time up here. Did throw that down right now. Going to have an absolutely awesome economy here. We do see BISU up in supply. Flash, though, does have map control. BISU is in a little bit of an interesting spot because he is transitioning into carriers right now. So he doesn't have the biggest army that he may have if he wasn't going for such early carriers. We do see the first attack coming in here. Vultures coming in, laying down Widow mines, going to separate the two armies. Going to start picking off these Dragoons. No tanks in sight. Oh, Machino, he is going to drop here at the same time here. One cannon is in the way. Tanks targeting probes. Not too much getting done here though. Getting defended nicely on all fronts here. The tank does get dropped here. Is going to pick off that cannon and get in a really annoying spot here. Our dropships here just going to drop off a couple of zealots here so the goons don't have to go all the way around. Nice little moves by both these players here. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see the transitioning into the late game here. He has 8 factories here, throwing down now his 4th base pylon is going to detect that and make it not be put in the most perfect position. Going to have to eventually lift that after killing that pylon. These vultures are probably going to go down there and clear that out now. These first 2 carriers are going to come in here with 2 dropships here, 8 zealots inside here as well. Not much anti-air here, so this could be a little annoying here. Only 2 carriers, not going to be able to be too effective though. Anyway, Vultures continue to lay down a ton of mines, making sure that the Protoss have to be extremely careful when traversing across the map. More scans going down though. I wish that it was like Starcraft 2 so we could see where they were scanning, so we could know exactly what Flash knows. But I just imagine that he's scanning perfect spots every single time and seeing everything that he needs to see. Carrier production has actually stopped here, so maybe it was a little bit of a fake. So Flash may potentially overproduce Goliath. Goliath are not good versus Zealots. They are not good versus Dragoons. They are only good against anti-air. So if Flash did overproduce Goliath, which it doesn't look like he did, he only threw in a couple here, he could be in a little bit of trouble. We'll see how this fight goes here. Carriers and Dragoons versus tanks, Vultures, and Goliath. Tanks do siege up. Gonna absolutely make sure that the Protoss cannot go forward here. That is a very big Protoss, or a very big Terran army here. Only 4 carriers, not many High Templars. No High Templars actually. He used all of his gas to make these carriers. Did not really have time to, or doesn't really have the gas to get the gas. Throwing down his, what is this, 5th base now. Flash also throwing down his 5th base. Guys throwing down their bases at pretty good times here. Reacting now to these carriers going up here. He does have Goliath in position. Not going to be able to get anything done here. He did throwing down a whole ton of turrets up here because he does not want to have to run the Goliath up here while defending. The carriers have an easier path, so he really needs to invest more turrets up here so that he doesn't have to have such a big ground presence up there. The Protoss is just looking for a vulnerable spot to attack. The Protoss army is way more mobile than the Terran army. The Terran army has to siege, they have to stick together, they have to be around their tanks, the Vultures have to be in front of everything. So it is a way less mobile. It is definitely a more defensive army than an offensive army. The BISU going to come in here with his dropship this time. He is going to invest now that he feels there is, or now that he sees that there isn't as many units up here. Going to pick off these turrets, doing what damage that he can, just being annoying. Pushing down here at the bottom, but not going to commit to it. A nice little attack up here, really spreading up the Terran army as much as he possibly can, using the mobility to his advantage, and getting some very nice damage done here. He actually is continuing carrier production, so perhaps he is wanting to commit to them more than initially thought. Goliath coming out here, doing a pretty good job. Pushing these carriers back. This is where the carriers ideally want to fight, over a big space where the Goliaths cannot push up onto them. So a nice annoying little spot here for those carriers to kind of just chill. A nice little escape route here if they did happen to run around. And going to constantly make sure that the Terran has to have units up here defending. Going to pick off these depots and getting supply stuff is very annoying. He does have enough command centers and stuff that it isn't too big of a deal. But just a very nice little tactic here. Finding the one vulnerable spot, or one of the most vulnerable spots here, and really going for it, maximizing the damage here. More Goliaths coming up here, dealing with these zealots, but is there enough Goliaths to deal with these carriers? Doing a very good job keeping all of his carriers alive. Interceptors aren't too bad. I hope I'm not missing too much counter pressure. I can't imagine that too much more is happening while all this is, but when you have this much APM, anything is possible. I'm trying to keep an eye on the mini-map while all this is happening. The Terran now is deciding to move out. The Protoss does have high Templars. Oh my goodness! And there, wow! What did just happen? And they are going to get picked off. Like 4 or 5 high Templars just got picked off there without getting a single storm off. They did have the energy. I don't know if they have the upgrade. Imagine they have the upgrade, but all of them are going to get picked off. That is absolutely terrible for BISU. BISU needs those storms to stay alive. He actually is going to be on the run now. The carriers are going to regroup with his Terran army. The Terran pushing forward, taking off so many units that are just trying to run away, losing so much here. It's going to have no problem remassing, but those high Templars were absolutely devastating. The Terran is going to be able to get into a very good position here, and is absolutely going to take down some of these expansions. More dropships, empty dropships going to come in here, just faking. The Protoss is not going to try to defend this. He's going to try to go for a counter pressure of his own. So we're going to have a little bit of a base trade kind of situation here, which could be good for the Terran. The Terran is pretty good at defending. He does have a way bigger economy, and the Protoss just queued up a whole ton of units. The Terran army, some of it is going to go back to help to try to defend here, as you can see that the Protoss is absolutely massing up all of this into the counterattack. Going to keep a few of these units alive, though, to continue to try to take out the economy of the Protoss player. Trying not to take too much damage here. Probes getting stuck out on the middle of the map. The Terran does have a little army right here defending the rest of these bases. They're going to lose this one command center, absolutely. They're going to try to push forward here, teaming up with the reinforcements here from the top. One storm going to go down here, absolutely very good storm here. Carriers fighting off, doing very good, picking off these Goliaths that are straggling in a little bit of a lineup. But now that the Goliaths are teaming up, grouping up a little bit more together, the carriers do have to run. The carriers trying to back out, finding an escape route. Not going to continue to pressure on the economy. More storms here, actually doing a very good job taking out here, but 1 tank, 4 Goliaths do survive up there, going to be able to take that out. More reinforcements are going to be able to be produced to clear that out, though. But we can see BISU supply is dwindling. His minerals are being down. Flash definitely did get the best of that exchange. They only traded 1 base for 1 base, but the army that was lost definitely pick this off. It's going to be close, and he got to get it. Oh, he does get it. So I would say 100%. Flash definitely got the best of that exchange here. I would say Flash is in the lead. We can see his army supply, and then, 1 carrier gets picked off. Going down here, that is a lot of Goliaths. Those carriers cannot fight without their ground support. Going to start pressuring down here. Another base may be taken out. BISU trying to rebuild. He was able to get this one up here sneakily while all of that pressure was going. This base will fall. Those probes will have no escape. Carriers doing the best they can. These to defend. But BISU is crumbling. I feel like he is really desperate to find something to do. Oh my goodness, another High Templar. 2 High Templars picked off before they can even do a little storm. It's those little battles like that he just paying attention. He can just flash just so good. Oh my goodness, it's those little things like picking off those High Templars. That High Templar is going to do so much damage. He does not have EMP, so he's relying on picking them off. And oh my goodness, another scan going to go down here. He is able to defend this. Going to continue to pressure forward. Another scan going to go down here. DT's dying. Carrier's getting picked off. Oh, one DT actually does stay alive here, so that's going to be annoying. It is going to be able to do a little bit of damage. Another scan go down there, but he does pull it back. Oh, does get actually killed there with the splash damage. Another base going to fall for BISU. BISU pulling some probes here, going to try to replenish one of these fallen bases that he was able to rebuild. Another base drops though, and BISU is on the ropes here. Maybe he invested a little bit too much in the pressure and not quite getting enough done that he needed. A bunch of scans going down. Flash is going to know exactly where the army is. Oh my goodness, that is what he's doing. He's scanning the army and picking off these High Templars like a boss. BISU is going to get a couple storms off here, but 3 storms from 5 High Templars is not ideally what you want. Another battle is going to be won here right in the middle of the map, and I just don't know what BISU can do here. At this point, Flash can just pick off the interceptors and be okay. Flash does have mining from one base fully, so his mining is actually going to go down, but BISU is going to call GG. He knows that he's in trouble. The base is spotted up here, and that is one of the final bases. He's not going to have the economy to rebuild, and Flash is going to get the GG! GG! Oh my goodness, those games are way more intense than fastest games. That is for sure. That was insane, and yeah, Flash. I would say the MVP of that game is, or the MVP play of the game is picking up those High Templars, because he just kept doing that every single time so quickly. The first battle with Vultures, the second one with Goliath and tanks, just always picking off those, scanning the army, making sure to target those High Templars. Very high level stuff, obviously by one of the best to ever play this game, the god of Starcraft himself, Flash, going to get the win over BISU. And yeah, wow, I enjoyed that. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll do some more. We'll do some more of that if you guys liked it. Put a comment in the comment below. Put a like in that like, and then subscribe. And until next time, it's your boy GG.